What is inheritance? This inheritance, for example, we have one class here, we have one more class here. For example, here there is a addition, subtraction. There are two methods. This is, let's assume, class. Here I have one more class, Chelsea. So I want to get the features of addition subtraction, which is already implemented in the addition class. I want to reuse in the calculator class as well. In this particular scenario, we go for the inheritance. In C#, this is the symbol to do the inheritance. And now this is how we will do the inheritance. So now this is base class, and this is derived class. So this is the symbol to do the inheritance. Now this is how we'll do the inheritance. So acquiring the properties from one class to another class means getting the features from one class to another class. We'll call it as inheritance. Now let's assume I have a class called, in this Swift there is methods like this, like start, stop. Two functionalities are there. So I have one more car, Baleno. So here also I want start and stop. So what I'll do the inheritance function. So here, along with start and stop, the start and stop, again, you no need to implement here. It is already in the Swift class. We can reuse that. So along with that, if you have any extra functionality, you can implement it here. So this is called inheritance, acquiring the features from one class to another class is called inheritance. So this is the symbol for inheritance. Will do. Now, Swift is the parent class. We'll also call it as base class or parent class or super class. Base class, parent class or super class. Derived class or child class or subclass. So this is how we'll do the inheritance. Now let's see some examples doing inheritance. So I'll tell you the inheritance example. So let's assume I have a class here. In this class, I have public class animal. This animal class we have one animal is running, and I'll take one more class. So here I want run function. How to reuse that? Okay. Or let's take this one here. Inheritance example. I want annual function. How to do that? Let's do the inheritance. This is the symbol of inheritance. Now we can reuse that. Now I'll take a main method. In this main method, I'll create a example equals dot run. This is how we can reuse that method. Now, if you run this, it will call the animal class run method and run it. Let's run it now. Let's click on continue. The animal is running. Understood, guys? For example, something is there in the base class. I want to access in the child class also. The animal will call it as a parent class, base class, or super class. Inheritance example is nothing but your child class, subclass, or a derived class. Any doubts here? No doubts. Let's see what are the types of inheritance we have in C#. So what are the different types of inheritance available in C#? Single level inheritance. Single level inheritance. Let's assume I have class A, I have class B column A. This is called single level inheritance. Inheritance is one level. Now A class is the parent class, base class, or super class. Class B is the child class, derived class, or subclass. Next, type 2, multi-level inheritance. In this case, we'll be having class grandfather, class father, which is derived from grandfather, class child, derived from father. So here, grandfather is the parent class for father, father is the parent class for child. This is multi-level inheritance. This is level 1, level 2. Okay, more than one level, we'll call it as a multi-level inheritance. For example, here also, let's assume we have one more class also, we can have grandchild. Okay, so this is how we'll be having the inheritance hierarchy. We'll call it as a multi-level inheritance. Next, we have one more type of inheritance, hierarchical inheritance. In this hierarchical inheritance, we'll be having one base class, multiple derived classes. For example, class cricket, class T20 derived from cricket, class OPIs derived from cricket, class IPL derived from cricket. So single base class for multiple child classes, we'll call it as a hierarchical inheritance. Now let's see examples how this will work. I'll take a new class. This is example for single level inheritance, one level. Let's see the example for multi-level now. I'll take a class. Addition. Addition is one of the class. In this, what it will do? Public int add index int y. Return x plus y. I have an addition class and there is a method addition add. Similarly, I'll take one more class. Shall see. In this, I want all the methods addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Subtraction, multiplication, and division. So now the addition method already there in the addition class. Now I don't want to use this. Let's delete this. Let's reuse. How to reuse? Using inheritance. This is one level of inheritance. Okay. Now, similarly like this, I have one more method, one more class. Scientific calculator I have. So here also I need all the things, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, along with modulus. What is this percentile? So now I want addition, subtraction, multiplication in the scientific calculator as well. Let's inherit this galaxy. Now I want addition, I can able to do, subtraction I can able to do, multiplication I can able to do, division I can able to do, and I want to do the modulus. Now I will use this check class, or here itself I can use the main method. Scientific scientific equals new scientific next scientific dot whatever methods you want, add, scientific LC dot subtraction, scientific LC dot multiplication, scientific LC dot division, scientific LC dot orders. This is how we will call the base class methods in the derived class. This is called multi-level inheritance. This is grandparent, parent, child. Let's do the example for hierarchical. Hierarchical inheritance example. This hierarchical inheritance example. So for example, I have a class bird, which will have some method public void like console.write kind. The bird is flying. So I have multiple child classes. Let's assume class vision, class butterfly, class eagle. So now I want fly method for all. How to do that? But direction bird. Now I have a method get region features. So if you want bird b equals new bird b dot fly. Understood, guys? This is how we'll be having the hierarchical inheritance. This will act like a parent class for all the child classes. One parent class for multiple child classes will call it as a hierarchical inheritance. So hope you understood. You don't have any doubts. Let me know if you have any doubts. Now we'll go further. There is one more type of inheritance called multiple inheritance. So what is this multiple inheritance? For example, class A, class B, class C. Okay. A, comma, B. Means C is derived from A, comma, B. Now, for example, in class A, I have method called that. In class B also I have method called that. In class C, I want to call add. Okay. Now there will be a deadlock occur. So it will try to call add method from class A as well as class B, both the places at same time. This time deadlock will occur. This is called member confliction problem. That's the reason in C# and Java, we does not support multiple inheritance. Why? Because of member confliction problem. What is member confliction problem? For example, class A we have same method, class B also we have same method. When we are trying to access in the derived class, it will try to access both methods at same time. Due to this, the situation will call it as a member confliction problem. So deadlock will occur. Okay. So to avoid this scenario, so what C# we are doing, by default, we are not supporting multiple inheritance. If you try to give like this, here itself it will give you a compilation error. Okay. So cannot have a class cannot have more than one base class like that. Okay. So to achieve this, we will go for the interface. We'll learn what is interface now. Okay. So using interfaces, we can achieve multiple inheritance. How? We will see now. So C# by default does not support multiple inheritance because of the member confliction problem. Okay. So now, how we can achieve using interfaces? Using interfaces, we can achieve the multiple inheritance. Let's see now. So before going to multiple inheritance example, first let's see what is interface. Interface. Interface will have only declaration. All interface members must be implemented in derived class. All the interface members must be implemented in derived class. Now, when we derive from class and interface, class should be given first priority than interfaces. Next, interface does not support any access modifier by default. Methods means only declaration, properties, events, So let's see the example, how to create interface now. For example, I have a class. Addition. Express variable. I'll create one more class. Let's see. Here also I have add method. So now, in this multiple inheritance, how it does not support. Let's assume I have addition, comma, LC. Now, this is multiple inheritance. I'll take main method. Let's run this. There is a compile timer. Build failed. Cannot have multiple base classes addition. This class, which class multiple inheritance example class, cannot have multiple base classes addition, comma, calculator. Means, so one is interface, another one is class, itlalo. Interface I addition, and another one is class. Itlalo, but I told you one point, when we are deriving from a interface and class should be given first priority, then interface, then no errors. Okay. Now, one is class, one is interface, itlalo. So I want both the interfaces. How to do that? Interface, calci. So now interface will have only declaration, but not implementation like this. How? Like this. Just a declaration. And by default, interface members are public. It does not allow any access modifier. Even though it is public also, it won't accept public also. You should not specify public. Otherwise, it will give compile time error. So here also, the same. Now same method. I addition, I calci. Now I have two interfaces which contains the, what I'll do here. I want to implement the multiple inheritance. So I have did this. Now what I'll do here, when I want to derive from a interface, I must implement the class for it. For example, public console right line. Condition is So now which interface method? This interface method. This is called explicit implementation. This is iCalc.add. So, comma 1 is y, comma x plus y. So now, I'll do here. I want to implement a I addition first new I addition means one more point I have to tell. You can have object for interface. You can't do the instantiation. Supports multiple inheritance. So what is this point? We can't create object for interface. Means initialization not possible. Instead, what we can do like this. Now, how to call that particular method? Addition dot add of 10, 20. So here, you'll see. Now let me run this. There is no argument given correspondence to the required parameter x int. So here, so the debugger will come here. Give you the result. First interface method addition is 30. Second interface method addition of 10, 20 is 30. Understood, guys? Any doubts here? Or you want one more example? Is this clear or you need one more example? So here what we did, we take an interface of I addition. Inside that we have one method add. Similarly, we took one more interface I calculator. Inside that we had one method, same method name add with same arguments x and y. Now I'll take a child class and which I derived from addition as well as calculator. So I do the explicit implementation because method names are same in both the interfaces. That's why we have to go for the explicit implementation, method implementation. Now interface dot method name, interface dot method name, like that. So and I'll take a main method. In the main method, I created an object for this, but initialized with the child class, because for interface we cannot create object. And interface, as we discussed, which will have only declaration. Implementation is not possible, and it does not allow any access modifier. By default, all are public. With the help of interfaces, we can achieve the multiple inheritance in C#.